the newly crowned Carabao Cup champions, Newcastle. Um, I think it was a very, very refreshing change of pace for someone new, and I would say someone that deserves to have won the title in recent times since they made some changes to their structure and ownership to finally pick up the silverware. So we didn't have the usual suspects of Man U, Arsenal, Chelsea, or Liverpool winning the Carabao Cup. But what you could consider outsiders, I think is actually good for the tournament. Imran, what do you think about the match between Newcastle and Liverpool, the final?
Yeah, probably the first time that Salah could not contribute to the game, and that was obvious. It says more for Liverpool's lack of options if Salah does not sign a new contract. Whether okay, yeah, summer is past now, so we're talking end of season. They are definitely going to lose a player of that level of quality, and it will be interesting to see how they replace them. As you said earlier, Newcastle thoroughly they deserve to win something, and they've had a more disciplined setup over the last 2 years, and they've always been unpredictable. So I guess these are those moments where their unpredictability paid off. But thinking about the kind of team that Liverpool lost to in the Cup final, um, you could kind of see the similarities between them and PSG. And that was just something I kept in mind. The same level of discipline, they're pressing, because PSG is not meant to get a result from at least the quality of results that Liverpool have been putting out at the beginning of the season, and they did. So just something to keep in mind. Arsenal, yeah.
I disagree with Liverpool in the PSG angle because I think Tunde and Henry are going to back me up on this. Liverpool have actually got results where they didn't deserve it in different occasions this season. Liverpool have played some matches where they've been flat, but then, as you rightly mentioned, Salah's quality will come to the front. They will just pick up some goals. I believe Henry can back me up on that.
Yeah, what do you want me to back you up on?
Listen, we've not started the Arsenal bashing. Don't start looking downcast. We are still contemplating if we are going to go into that or not. Now we are talking in a positive light. No, nobody here is a Liverpool fan or a Newcastle fan. Relax. I can smile more. Thank you. It's good. It's good. So what I was saying is, Nnamdi said that PSG, something about PSG not supposed to get results from Liverpool's team, considering how they've been putting out results. And I told him that I disagree because on different occasions this season, Liverpool has actually got a result where from the game, on the balance of play, it looks like they didn't deserve the result, but then Salah's quality, some matches, it's just Salah's quality just coming to the fore. He gets one or two chances and he puts one away or puts two away, and then they get a result. I believe you agree with me. You can back me up on that. Liverpool has not been exceptional in all their play, their games on the field.
No, I'm not going to back you up. Actually, the Liverpool
Okay.
was always gonna the it was always gonna catch up with them. I think I was uh, I was expecting it. So, like you said, they've gone thus far by winning some games scrappily, and obviously individual brilliances really helped Liverpool this year. I know we've had past episodes where we've argued Arsenal and Liverpool. Ideally, if Arsenal really capitalized on every Liverpool fall, we probably might be maybe around a point or two, or even up on top of them. Liverpool have not been exceptionally exceptional this season. They've done well.
I'm saying, actually, that's what I was saying.
So
That's exactly what I was saying. That they've not played well every time, but then got quality, get results because of individual brilliance of Salah.
yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
I was
And
saying.
it goes to show sustainability might have really come to power in that game. I think following what Namdi said, Newcastle, look, I think in the whole of Premier League, maybe just Arsenal and Newcastle has that very Arsenal we know our fault. So, but in terms of very balanced, sustainable football, maybe Arsenal and Newcastle, and it just really showed with Newcastle because not only do they have like a finisher, they have very good midfielders, very solid defenders, good enough goalkeeper, and so they can on every note that game, even if that game went 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, Newcastle would have won. Liverpool, it could be luck was not on their side. It could be they're just running out of, um, you know, luck or steam. Um, I mean, like obviously it was always going to happen. I think it was a fair game. There's nothing to really analyze because on the plot side, Liverpool have played very well to get to where they've gotten to, but it was always going to catch up with them. And luckily, it was Newcastle that not only are they very balanced, they are one of the best opportunistic club in the league where they get one chance, they have a striker that finish it. And so Liverpool just really met the wrong team at the wrong
Yeah,
day. So that's why I think happened in that game.
I think I will agree with you. I think you said something that I can think about, which is these scrappy wins they've been scraping, if it's not being sustainable and it has caught up with them. So it's just they met a wrong
They
team,
met not the wrong
considering
team
that happening.
particularly. They met the bet because if they had met Arsenal, they probably beat Arsenal, even not on their off day. If they had met Man City,
And
they'll
if
beat
they
Man
met
City.
Arsenal, that means Arsenal is the right team for them to meet in that on that front. But now when they met Newcastle, that's the wrong team they met. So they connect.
Well, yeah, it depends on how you see it.
And so they did have anything to add to the do you have anything to add to the match analysis itself?
Oh,
How the
well,
match went?
but I think I have a different picture um,
Hey,
from everything that we've been saying so far. So I would say um, the PSG team that um, Liverpool faced would most likely get points from most of the teams in Europe at the moment with the way they played on that day. They played with their hearts. Give it to the midfield. They were compact. They knew they knew the assignment they came for. They executed it. They made sure that what's his name?
Apple.
This midfielder, is it
Everybody.
Gravenberch or what? Yeah, they made sure it was silent because it's always the problem for any team that is playing against Liverpool. They made sure it was silent. McAllister couldn't do much. They just made sure Salah was silenced as well by a left back for crying out loud that is mostly unstable. It's not one of the best.
No,
But that is to
Mendes.
tell you that, yeah, Mendes is not one of the best. He has is not very, very consistent, and I'm
Inconsistent.
I, and I'm I'm
Okay.
I'm very careful to say. I'm not saying he's not a good player. Don't get me wrong, but consistency is what I'm talking about. So they met a PSG that is presently in form. Dembele is playing the best game of his life. He has never been this fit in a very long time. He has never been this consistent in a very long time. And
Yeah, that guy.
like I like
I
like
have
like,
my
like I always say, um, um, Varaskelly was a menace on that day. He was shooting from every angle. So, and this is the thing. When you play teams like that, and I remember when I said, "Oh, get Skelly," they said, "Oh, he can only play in the left wing." In the first leg, he played on the right wing, and we saw the damage he still did from the right wing. So that's to tell you that sometimes when you look at some players and you just limit them to, oh, this is the only thing that they can do, until you see a manager that can actually bring out that quality in them to say, oh, you can do this, why don't you try? and then you see them doing it, you don't really know. You've heard of players who have played as left back before, or who were wingers before, and then their manager will say, "Why don't you try to play as a right back? Let's see what happens." I remember Valencia in Man U back then would play as a winger, and then sometimes he would play as a right back. So
Fair
it's
enough.
just to tell you the quality of and then Newcastle, the way we are singing the praise of Newcastle. Newcastle is a very good team. I'm not taking anything away from them, but Newcastle is a problem for Liverpool this season. I've seen Newcastle play like they are not a top tier team against some clubs, and you wonder that is this not the Liverpool that played? Is this not the Newcastle that played Liverpool last week? This season, I think they have won Liverpool almost, I think, three times in their several meetings. So the fact that they are having it doesn't mean that, oh, the best two teams in the league is Newcastle and Arsenal. You can't.
No,
Let us be
this is
careful
a
when we
one-off.
say
This is
what
a one-off.
we are.
This is a one-off game. It's not. That and the size of the cup. So we're talking about the one-off match. That's what we
Yeah, that's
are
also. But the,
concentrating
but
about.
the, but the Met, the Met. What I'm saying is they've been a problem for Liverpool, even from the league. They got, I think, 4 points for them from the league, and now they have won them in the cup. I think they played in one other cup as well, and then they won them as well. So Newcastle has been turning up against all the big teams. Anytime they play against the big teams, they've been trying their best to make sure they turn up. They even won Arsenal. What are we saying? So let us not make it look like, oh, Newcastle did what Newcastle did was Newcastle they beat, but I'm just happy for them that at least they won a cup before. Let us just move on. I don't want to say, I don't want to complain of that.
So when I addressed Liverpool, Newcastle, I didn't say they are they deserve their praises and everything. Look, Newcastle is one of the most balanced, well drilled, absolutely gone
Yeah.
team in the league. Whether they play shabbishly against smaller teams or their game, their structure is very, very visible. Not only is it visible, you can really see who's doing what and what is happening in real time. Just how they play is one to watch. Now, when we say Newcastle and Liverpool, it's not because they just did it on that day or something. No, Liverpool, Newcastle are they they are a big team now. Let's put it that way. They are a very good team. It doesn't matter if they've lost to Leicester or Southampton or some smaller team. They are a very good team and they deserved to win everything they got from Liverpool. Like I said, the difference between Newcastle and maybe like an Arsenal against a Liverpool is uh, Newcastle will take their chances. Isak is there. They've got headers. Their defenders are strong. They will take their chances. And that's what Liverpool were not maybe expecting on that particular day. Because Liverpool would get away with a lot of things. And then you made mention of Gravenberch. That's true. Liverpool's game this season has been really lying on him as the engine room together with Shabashly and McAllister. I think just how good and quick Newcastle were able to get into their third with Tonali, Joelinton, and Guimaraes was another thing that just really took Liverpool absolutely apart. It destroyed. Like Liverpool
Took
did not
them by
expect.
took them by surprise.
Not every team, even Arsenal, when they played against us. So we have to give them credit where credit due. It's not like a one-off thing or they just no. It's not because they've given Liverpool no. They are on the whole scale a
Yeah,
very strong balanced
I
team.
agree with you on that. I I agree with you on that. It brings me to the next thing which I want to mention. If people don't mention this enough, it's I'm about to say it's about Eddie Howe. You said they're one of the very well drilled teams, and I think this trophy is one that Eddie Howe, if nobody else, Eddie Howe himself deserves this, because since the new ownership, the other big boys decided to really calm down on Newcastle to ensure that they don't actually spend money and build a fantastic team that's going to challenge them right away. But Eddie Howe has been able to do something which has angered me. And it angered me because of how my own club has been going about doing things. Like Eddie Howe has and Dan Ashworth back then. have recruited very well, pragmatically. They got good quality for good amount. Every player that they've bought, the ones that worked out, the one that didn't work out, you can't look at any signing and say this was a waste of money or this was a bad signing, it was a horrible signing. I can't even think of one signing that didn't really work out. The only one that they've been unlucky with is injuries, and that has been Callum Wilson. Like getting Isak for what they got him for, bringing in Tonali, bringing in Harvey Barnes when Leicester went down. That was a stroke of genius. So much so that
To,
Aaron Gordon has been their
to,
star boy this season alongside Isak not being available for the finals. People thought it was going to be a big
that
problem.
tonali is a steal. Tonali is a steal.
It was a
Yeah,
good
Like
bat.
imagine. But
Children knows what
yet,
I'm talking about.
It was a
This
very
this
good bat.
chief, this
but yet,
I don't know why
daylight
AC
but
woman.
Milan
yet,
sold him.
but yet, my stupid,
But it's not just Tonali.
but yet, my
Their
stupid
midfield
team
is
is going to use
absolutely
70 million to
balling.
buy. Well, Eddie Howe has done a very fantastic job, and I think he deserves everything that has come with him winning this, being with their first trophy in 70 years. 70 odd years. First trophy. Eddie Howe has done a fantastic job. He deserves every plaudit that he gets for this.